It's almost like luxury living. You're getting paid to travel. You get paid to stay at these amazing venues.
Right.
You get to try the spas. You get to do photography, videography of the foods, everything, and you really experience what you're trying to sell to the customer. Okay, so you start with that. You went to the bar. You met her, and you're like, hey, you know, I want to start this photography business, or I already been doing this. I need you as a model.
They don't care about security. Like they barely check our bags.
Oh my God.
They don't even check our pockets.
Nothing.
We sit next to this guy on the airplane, and he's like, "Oh, they pulled you aside for that." He takes a switchblade out on the airplane, and he's like, "They let me through security with this."
A switchblade?
Yes.
At the airport, sitting next to you?
Yes.
CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion. CEO InMotion.
Welcome to the CEO InMotion podcast. We're gonna have a good time.
I'm excited. This is cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you guys, first of all.
I know. This is my first
How
Tesla
long has
ever.
it been?
Oh, it's your first Tesla experience?
First Tesla experience. I think Sab's too, right? No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm lying.
Oh, my dad just recently got a Tesla.
Oh, I
so
like your dad.
Second Tesla.
He's very excited about it.
I like your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 of them, and there's only 2 of us. We love it. I think it's the best car.
This is comfy, man. Yeah. Nice.
I'm gonna just quick. I'll turn my phone off, kind of for calls or whatever it is, because mine is plugged in. The cameras are always rolling,
Okay.
so this is. In fact, I'm gonna turn the lights in for you guys.
Cool.
I don't know if that's too much.
No, this is good.
So you're in there, so whenever, you wanna get in there, your camera's right there. It's brighter. These will turn off, but as long as it's flashing, that means it's going.
Okay, cool.
And we're good to go. We're setting it up. Microphones are on. Shit, yeah. All right. I'm very excited. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Chris Fulcher,
I'm Savannah Woods.
and we are with Sin City Creative.
That's it. I'm so happy you guys are here. Yeah.
Us
And
too,
welcome
man.
back to your hometown in Vegas. We
Thank
don't want to go
you.
the wrong way. So where were you guys last time?
We were. Where
Everywhere.
were we?
My God. We've been in New York for the past 3 months working over there, and then we were in Europe for like a month and a half, almost 2 months, kind of bouncing around. We were in Greece, we were in Germany, Ireland.
Did we start with? We started with Aruba.
No, we didn't start with Aruba this time. That was
Okay.
last
This
year.
time.
This
So-
time.
Yeah, so for people who you guys don't know, like these guys do luxury travel, they do photography, videography.
Yes.
I want you guys to kind of get into what it is that Sin City Creative is, and then we'll go backwards because this is like the new thing. This
Yes.
is the thing
it
since I
is.
last saw you guys. So
Yeah, so our marketing is we've been working in the hotel industry for the past 4 years now, ever since we started getting together.
Yeah, just about right.
Yeah, and so we do a little bit of everything for our marketing. So we do, artist photography, videography, we do music videos, we do brand management, things like that. And so that's one side of Sin City Creative, and then another side is our hotel stuff.
Yeah, so Sin City Creative, it's a collective in general words, I guess. So what we do is, and I'm trying to think of where we were about 2 years ago.
just forever in general, like for people that don't,
Yeah, so it's we have one side of the business that we're doing commercials for hotels and tourism boards and just anything luxury travel based. I don't even say a lot of it is luxury travel. We do work with brands, like we're working with this brand called Thursday Boots right now that is just general travel, so it's not necessarily luxury.
But you guys live at the properties.
Yeah.
We
Like-
do, yeah. Most
it's
of
not
the
like
time.
you're just traveling there. Like you guys there for months at a time away from your home in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's becoming now where we're gone. It was at first it was like 2-3 months, and then now it's becoming almost 10 months a year.
Yeah.
Just about, where we're only getting about a full month or 2 in at our home.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in Vegas, right?
It's
So-
almost like luxury living. You're getting paid to travel. You get paid to stay at these amazing venues.
Right.
You get to try the spas. You get to do photography, videography of the foods, everything, and you really experience what you're trying to sell to the customer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, yeah, they prefer a lot. Sometimes we'll prefer to stay off the premises, so we'll get like an Airbnb, or we'll have our own place and we'll go and just work during the day like a normal job, right? But then a lot of the hotels prefer that we actually stay on the property, experience everything that a guest would be able to, because that, you know, because we have a blog site, right? So we get to talk about you know, everything that we got to experience at their property. And I think just diving into the commercial side and the videography and the photography, like, it definitely helps us, you know, really see it hand on hand, right?
Yeah, see
So-
everything that the hotel has to offer and see, you know, what we can advertise in turn. So
Right.
There's so many ways we can take it from here. Because to me, like, I was like, yeah, I would love to travel, what places, but there's so many that I'm sure you guys haven't even remember every single place that you guys have been at, huh?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's becoming, I mean, like, luckily, like, we, like, kind of like we were speaking about before, sometimes we're at a property for 24 hours. It's really rare, though. I mean, most of the time we're there for like a full week, 5 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Depending on how big the property is, and you know, that way we can, you know, really experience what they have to offer. But it can be really in and out, you know, just kind of how your traveling is, right? Like, it's just
Yeah, mine is not as fun as I mean I travel a lot, and people are like, where are you? How come you're in a different city like every weekend? And it is, but it's like, for me, it's mostly like conferences, and I go and I kind of show up and
Right.
here and there. But you guys are you know, doing the photography, really living kind of like that experience. So where were you guys last? Like, walk me through your last trip.
Yeah, so Sav, I mean, like, where did we start?
Where did we start? So we started in Athens. We flew over to Greece.
We actually brought my parents with us this
did.
time.
Oh, that's
which
very
was,
cool.
We never get to do that. It was really awesome. We I don't want to say convinced, but we are always looking for other people to be part of the projects for us for the commercials. And the hotel, we work for this company called Eros, and they have luxury villas in Cyprus and Santorini.
Oof.
I think that's it, right? Just those two places. And they wanted to it's too big for us to stay there almost. It's like, how many villas? I mean, so the Cyprus house is 5 or 6 bedrooms.
Yes.
And private chef. I mean, it's huge. I mean, just for me and Savannah to stay there, it's almost too much.
Yes.
And the one in
And this is all for you guys? Like, it's all like for you guys to have
typically.
access to?
Yeah, so they give us like a week there to spend,
Wow.
right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, typically, like, with the one in Santorini, what they usually do is they do like a full buyout, and same thing for the house in Cyprus. So obviously, like, it would be a group of friends or like a family staying there. It wouldn't be like individuals coming in to stay at this property.
Right.
And same thing for the one in Santorini, but Santorini actually rents out the villas like at the very beginning of their season, toward the end of their season, individually. So you don't have to buy out the whole property. So you can still experience like what the property has to
I think it's
offer.
limited though, right? It's
It
only
is
like it's only
limited.
like a month in like April or May, and then like a month in October.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a very exclusive experience
It's-
that we were able to.
It's crazy. Yeah, I
experience
think
for
the
ourselves,
whole
so.
villa alone is like 20,000 a week or something like that, more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever added up like how much money you've been saved by like all these free hotels, services, spas? Like,
I've
Wait.
thought about it, but at
if
the
that was a
same
$20,000 week, then you add another
Right.
$4,000 week over
know.
here, another $3,000.
Well, it's hard
I
to say because
know.
like they're giving us, like, you know, we get private massages every day. We get a private chef that isn't always available. I mean, we're getting paid on top, so it's hard to like, you know, like, I don't know that would we've talked about it because some of the places
You
we
guys should do
stayed-
the exercise of just like that trip alone. If we would have
Yeah.
paid it would have cost us like $28,000.
Right, for
you know,
one
Definitely.
week, yeah.
Plus whatever amount of money that you guys made. So this podcast really is about the progress of that, because I love talking to entrepreneurs, business owners, and it's really cool to see where people are now. But I really like the story where they began.
Yeah.
Like I think I got you guys like halfway through, because you already been like doing your company for a different company for 2 years when I met you guys. But walk me through the very beginning, like 4 years ago. It's COVID 2020. What did you guys do? How did you guys like meet to decide, you know what, we're gonna be doing photography, videography, blogger, you know, travel style? Walk me through that whole
So
process.
I've been doing video and more photos since I was 15. 30 now. So yeah, about about 16 years, maybe since I was 14.
Half of your life with a camera, bro.
Yeah, I don't know anything
it's
else.
It's an extension of your
it
arm.
is. It's literally part of me. I don't know anything else, right?
I saw you twisting your arm, moving. I was like, man, this fucking guy, like he's used the camera before.
Yeah, it's, it just became
Once or twice.
Yeah,
it became like
around.
just literally part of me.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a long time. I was always working. I worked with so many different companies over my lifetime. I moved to LA when I was 21. I did a lot of boudoir photography, and I've always been doing musicians. So the origin of me starting this was I joined this tour called Warped Tour. I was photographing bands, doing live concerts.
Was that the Vans Warped Tour?
Yeah, Vans Warped Tour. I did that for years, man. I mean,
That's
it was sick. I was getting on like a bus full of it doesn't sound so cool now, but you get on a bus like 10 sweaty, gross dudes that are your best friends at the time, because that's all, you're on the tour for 6 months in the summer, in the hottest months of the year, and you tour the whole country, and that's the origin, man. That's what I started with, and honestly, at the time when I was young, I mean, I joined Warped Tour when I was like 15 or 16.
What a great time to do that! My God, you were a teenager, bro, traveling the world.
And then I started joining bands, and we toured Asia, and we started touring. I moved to Japan when I was 18 for a year, and after a tour, because I just fell in love with the country, and I was old enough to stay there for before the visa expires, right? The work visa. So yeah, there was a lot with that, but then me and Savannah met. That's when things really started kicking off, right? I joined companies. It was just very, very freelance oriented, and when I met Savannah was kind of like the brains to it all, and was like,
where'd you guys meet?
We met in his hometown. So I actually was working at a local bar down the street, like 5 minutes away from where he lived.
Did you start taking photographs of Savannah? Is that what happened?
She would, man. I know. Well, when I saw her, I was like,
that girl's pretty. I want to start taking her pictures here. I'll give you the free frames. What's your address again? What's your number?
I know. Immediately when I met Savannah, I was like, I need to put you in all the commercials I'm doing. I need you to be in everything I'm doing. That's not even right. That's almost like what happened.
More like, oh, by the way, you're gonna be the model for this, and I said, what?
Yeah,
did you ever do modeling before or no?
I've done modeling, like kind of.
You did the neck thing.
I did runway modeling. I was a model for
what's
an
a
artist.
Neck thing?
Yeah, what's
I was the neck thing.
The neck thing.
I was a model for this artist in Connecticut, and he's known for his massive sculptures.
He's famous.
Super elongated necks. And he was using me as a reference for a sculpture. So he was going to make a sculpture out of my head and my neck.
Yeah, you said you had such a divine, like.
Is it because you have a nice neck? Or
I guess I have a nice neck.
I was like, I never really.
I have a nice.
Yeah, your jawline
Man,
is
when
like
they're really talking about niche, artists, like I'm a neck sculptor. What?
Well, I know when she told me about it, I was like,
that's a very nice neck. That's a great neck.
It's
a great neck.
I'm a neck model.
I didn't know if I have to be worried. I'm like, man, I didn't know that was a thing. But then I looked at this guy's work, and he's like super famous.
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
His sculptures aren't like tiny sculptures. I mean, they're like
huge.
They're like 10 feet tall.
They're huge.
Oh,
massive.
Yeah.
Like 4 feet of neck.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're climbing the neck. Wow. Okay.
I think he did drawings too.
Yes,
Gabby, we'll put some B-roll. We'll try to find some pictures, and we'll put some pictures of the sculptures. Do you have pictures from back in the day from of these modeling pictures or anything like that?
I have.
You have the neck stuff, right?
I have the neck stuff. I have one of the portraits that he drew of me, and it's actually a really beautiful portrait. My parents have it framed at home. So
That's awesome.
I can get a
we'll
of that.
JC will send you guys a link at the end and upload all this B-roll, and Gabby just put some of these images in there. So you start with that. You went to the bar, you met her, and you're like, hey, I want to start this photography business, or I already been doing this. I need you as a model.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it came down to, like, we met. It was before COVID. Long story short, what happened is that I've been to Japan obviously 10 years before we met, or a little bit less than that. And when we met, we're like, I don't know if you mentioned it. I think you mentioned it. You were like,
I said the best way to get to know somebody is to travel with them and see how compatible you guys are.
You suggested that.
I did.
Yeah.
And we both enjoyed traveling. So we figured, we're going to go somewhere in the U.S., somewhere easy. And we were looking to go to California because Chris had been living in LA for the past 10 years. So we were talking about, oh, let's go visit LA. You can show me around where you lived. And we were looking at tickets and pricing, and it was crazy expensive to fly over to LA from New York at the time.
Yeah, it was crazy when
Is this 2020?
This is 2020, the very
So
beginning
are
of
they even
2020.
No,
okay,
that's
so they haven't canceled the flights or anything.
This is 2019. No, so we were looking
The
at
end of
prices
2019.
at the
Got it.
end
We
of
were-
2019.
We were
Got it.
flying
Yeah.
2020, or we were planning a trip February 2020.
We were planning for 2020.
Yes.
Before, like a month before COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we ended up looking at flights, and we were going, just for fun. Let's see how much it would be to go outside of the country. And we found these round trip tickets from New York to Japan for $400.
Oh my
And we
god,
were like,
that's
Oh my
a
God.
steal.
No-brainer.
Yes.
I've never
It's a
seen that
no-brainer.
before. I was
Yeah.
like, and actually, it's like a thing. Like if you see it now out of LAX, it's super cheap. But this was out of New York, which is rare, I think, because
Yeah.
you have to stop, right? They have direct flights for $400 or $500 in the winter. out
Isn't
of
it
LAX.
closer from New York than from LA?
Yeah, it's way closer. I think
Wow.
it's like
No, LA is closer.
LA's close. Sorry, LA's
Yeah.
closer. So
Oh, 'cause it goes the other way?
New
Yeah.
York, you got to stop in Canada usually, and then you go up.
What? Okay.
And then LA's direct. Most of
Yeah.
the flights are direct from LA. So LA has a lot of cheap flights, and I say cheap, and they're still like $400 or $500 round trip in the winter. But New York, for that price, it was a Black Friday sale. That's when we looked.
Yeah,
it was on
yeah,
Black
we were
Friday.
Looking, we were looking.
So you get like, I'm just gonna go to Japan with this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
And let
that
me
I-
see if there's chemistry, and let's see if this goes. I mean, it is a great idea to get to know a person
Yeah.
when it's on an airplane, when it's like flight delays or whatever it is, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to experience the worst of
Oh,
yeah,
exactly.
right. You get-
travel, the
And
angry.
especially like a country where neither of us really knew the language.
Yeah.
We were discovering things on our own, and
Well, that was the difference, right? Is when I went to Japan, I was in a band, and I had this luxury experience. We had a translator. So we had a translator per person in the band.
Okay.
And that would sleep in the hotel room next to us. So I never had to think of anything. I literally, if I wanted to go out at 4 a.m, he was at my, beck and call to wake up with me and go out anytime I wanted. And
Man, I want one person like that.
it was
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
I mean, it was
You
like a
bring
very
him.
bougie experience, but it was. I can't say it's just two different worlds, because when I met Savannah was like, no, because I was like, oh my God, like, should we know people? And we actually ended up, Savannah has some family out there that we met, but for the most part, Savannah's like, let's just get on a train and get lost. And I'm like,
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
oh
right?
man, I was scared shitless. I was
Let's
scared
get on a train and get
shitless,
lost.
dude.
That's an
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm like, and it's one of the safest countries, but still, I'm like, we went to go see the Ghibli Museum, and the Ghibli Museum, you can talk a little
The
bit more about it.
Studio Ghibli, the
Studio
animation.
Ghibli, yeah.
Film. Have
They-
you seen that?
no, I have not.
It's an animation studio. They're
Super
known for
famous,
these
yeah.
very, very intricate, elaborate, like Japanese animation style. And it's this one guy in particular, Hayao Miyazaki, and he does everything.
You knew that
Girl,
from
she
you're like,
knows everything,
wow.
yeah.
Well,
I
well,
love
have you,
this
So you
man.
really wanted to go to Japan, or is that a thing that just came to you once you were there that you're like, oh, I
No,
want to do this?
I definitely wanted to go to Japan, and I think also because Chris had already been to Japan, he was a little bit more comfortable with
Yeah.
that being our first like international trip together. So
right.
when we
well,
were-
especially on the get lost shit, because it was like,
Yeah.
But it's
she
super
said it
safe,
before
right?
we got there.
It's super
well,
safe.
she was like, okay, like we're gonna do like this crazy, like we're just gonna get lost. Like I knew that before we even showed up. So like I was like, okay, like Japan, because like we're supposed to do Korea soon. That's not. I mean, I'm sure Korea's safe too, but I don't know if that's a place that I would just say, fuck it.
Let's just
like,
get lost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know,
did
like,
you have a place where guys were staying, or it's just like okay,
Yeah,
so
we
you
were-
guys already at least had a place where you're gonna
we
stay.
had an
you guys-
Airbnb lined up.
Yeah, yeah.
It was in like
Airbnb in
super,
Japan?
Yeah.
super suburbs. It was like outside Tokyo. I forget the town, but it was like super rural. And it was awesome. It was like super comfortable. The train was
Very
nearby to take us
quiet.
into
Oh,
Tokyo.
that's so cool. I've always been
Um,
wanting to go. Did you guys do Mount Fuji?
No, we saw
I
it,
have, but
saw it.
Savannah hasn't.
but we didn't
um,
actually like hike it or go near it.
We
or
did, yeah,
anything.
we did the there's a famous. Because I did all of Japan, so I did
You said you did Kyoto,
Kyoto, Nagasaki. Yeah, we hit famous places like, I saw Mount Fuji, and there's that famous place called the Suicide Forest, which I don't know what the actual name of it is. Do you know about the
I don't
Suicide
know.
Forest?
No.
So a lot of people, as sad as it is, they end their lives there. I don't know how often, but it's famous. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Infamous,
but
I would say.
Infamous, yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's sad, but yeah, it's a almost like a landmark because the forest is huge. It's not a place you go and you're like, oh cool, the Suicide Forest.
It's not a picnic. Oh, there's the dead souls of 100 people over the weekend. So after you guys did the travel, like, you guys cut the bug. You're like, okay, this was awesome. It went well. Like, how did that start into a business? Hold on, your light is like, there we go.
Well, we
Does that bother you?
started
No, this is good.
when we went to Japan. We actually worked with a hotel out there, and that's kind of how this whole thing started.
Oh, okay. So that was actually your first, like,
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to. All right, so how that really happened was I was working for a few hotels before I met Savannah,
yeah.
and I was just dabbling in it. It was
Doing
just-
what?
I was on a cruise the same year I met her, before I met her, and I don't know what came to me, but I was like, I saw that we were stopping in these beautiful places in Greece, and I decided to email some hotels, and I'm like, hey, look, I'm gonna be in town for 6-7 hours. I would love to stop by. It was actually with my parents, and I would get off the cruise, and some of the hotels were like, oh, we love your work, like, come by, shoot for a few hours. I think they liked it more that I wasn't staying there, and I wasn't charging. It was just free, right? And that was the first year
so
of
you
me
just
actually
asked
doing it.
permission. I love this. So you literally just emailed the hotel
Yeah,
and said, hey, I'm gonna be there for a few hours. Do you mind if I take some pictures? You don't have to pay me. I'm not even staying there.
Yeah, well, honestly, we still do it sometimes too. I mean, there's
amazing.
two different type of clients that we have. We have clients that need the marketing. They need media from us. They need branding, whatever they need from us. And then there's hotels that are super famous on Instagram, or just they have millions of followers. And there's a few hotels in Greece like that don't pay. They do collaborations with people like me. So what we can do is we can do anything with the work. I mean, it boosts our following because they'll repost us and boost ours, and then more hotels will see us.
It's a win-win for them. Like, you guys do amazing work.
Yeah, and if we have the time to do it, we don't do it a lot, but when we do have the time to do it, we like to do that, right? I mean, it's something that there's no stress to it, right? And I kind of like that, is like, we just go and have fun, and they'll treat us to lunch or whatever they do, and we'll hang out by the poolside, and we'll just take iPhone videos, like cute couple stuff.
That sounds like the best
it's
job,
fun,
bro.
dude.
Like,
It's
honestly,
fun.
almost as fun as, like, driving around, talking to friends, and making money. They're just great jobs. I mean, we happen to be here in Las Vegas. We're on Las Vegas Strip, and people, when they follow, they're like, was that like, because random things always happen in the podcast, bro. Like, we'll be talking about something, and then something will catch on fire. There'll be a helicopter, cars going the wrong way. Some one time, like, a guy in a there's like 30-40 guys in their bicycles, and they grabbed onto my car, and they started just like running with the car, and I was like, holy shit, like, we're filming. And then sometimes people recognize, because the car is like, we have an LED screen that says the podcast, so they start honking, and we've got so many things. So things will happen today. I'm sure tonight that they will happen, and just like that, like, you get to go to these, like, experiences that it's an awesome life, man.
Well, it's funny you say that. So the first day we got back, which is a few days ago, I'm sitting out on my balcony. First night after December of not being back. We only were back for a month. Sitting out on my balcony, and Savannah's like, I think there's a police chase in the Rio parking lot. So I go out and I film it, and it's crazy. Like, there's like 15 cops. They T-bone the car. This car is dragging its bumper with it, and I sent it to Las Vegas locally.
Oh, did you?
It went viral.
Yeah.
It hit like 1 million views. Then, like,
that was your video?
And like 15 news stations hit me up about it, and they were begging me to be on the news. It was like day one, right? And I'm like, I just
This
get
is
back into
Vegas.
town.
Vegas.
Right, this is Vegas, and I'll have to send you the video.
I gotta put that video in here, Gabby. We gotta do that B-roll.
It's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And that's just like day one. And really, like, Vegas it's crazy for, like, car accidents, for just shit that happens.
Oh yeah.
Why Vegas?
It's just
because people drive drunk, because there's 2 million
Yeah.
visitors a month, because
Very touristy.
they get rage from, like, all
Well, I
these
wonder,
cars.
do you think
and-
it's locals, or do you think it's tourists that are causing this chaos?
the majority are probably tourists.
I would think so.
There's 300,000 or 600,000 people in Vegas, but there's 2 million people that come every month.
Is there only 600,000 people that live
Yeah.
there? See,
See, local that are here in Vegas, in the district of, like, Vegas right here, is 600,000.
I love that.
But 2 million
love
come
that.
every
I love
month.
that.
Yeah,
That's what makes me want to
insane
stay here, because
number.
I'm like,
It's always fresh, bro.
But it's like when you meet somebody from Vegas, it's so special because it's like that's why we moved here. We were on vacation and we met people, and it was during COVID, and we just happened to move to Vegas. Long story short, it was like when you met people from here, it was like, dude, you're from Vegas too. Like it's such a rarity.
Yeah,
It's like come over
everybody's
for
always
a
going,
beer.
Let's
like,
hang out. Like I can't wait to show you around. We were talking to our current good friends about moving here, and they were like, oh my god, when you guys move here, we're gonna take you to this place, we're gonna take you to this place, and it was just so refreshing.
Never happened in
versus-
LA.
Yeah,
It's
living
amazing.
in LA.
I love Vegas too. What was your first like paid gig when you guys looked at each other and were like, yeah, we can do this for a living. Like this is gonna be it. What was that job that did that?
So we were working for a hotel in Hollywood.
Okay.
Oh right.
That was
yeah.
our first official paid
Can you say
gig.
what?
Yeah,
Dream
Dream Hollywood.
Hollywood.
We're still really tight with them. We're actually
Okay.
might
Yeah.
be seeing them next weekend. That was our first hotel.
That was our first official paid hotel.
Besides Japan.
What
Japan
does that
was
pay?
That's a good question.
What was that pay?
4 years ago?
Yeah.
I think
it wasn't much.
it wasn't much. No, it was under like 1,000.
Yes.
I don't know the exact number, but
Okay,
it
so
was.
let's say 1,000. You guys were there for a couple of days, for a week. Like
we
what
were
was
there
that like?
for a weekend.
Yeah, it was
We
like
were
a
there for a
Friday to a
weekend.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was working part-time at a bar in LA, so we were doing the photography part-time as well. So we kind of had to balance it. So I was able to get the weekend off, and we stayed with them for the weekend. And that was our first official paid gig. And then that's when we were like, we can really do this. you
That's
know?
awesome.
Yeah.
So for the first experience, you guys already assumed like, you know what, this is something what we can do.
Yeah.
We're setting our mind to do this. And so did you start charging a different rate? Like walk me through the process of building a business.
So it's hard because there's nothing online that says how much to charge.
Correct. So what
For
did you
any-
guys do?
So we kind of did it on a project basis. So our standard is like we charge a day rate, and then that covers like a certain amount of photos and videos that we can do per day.
Sometimes not even that, because like and we've revalued that recently too, because day rates can be dangerous because they could really stretch that day out. You know,
Yeah.
they
I
could
need a little bit more.
really.
So
like,
you can't do it on an 8-hour block and then be like 2 hours extra would cost you this, 1 hour extra.
It depends
would
what
cost
they
you that.
want, because they're like we want you to take a video every single minute of those 8 hours,
Yes.
and then edit it all. It's like, oh man, like I should have charged per project, right? So
I see.
It sometimes I guess really what it comes down to is we have to know what the project is first, and then we can either charge a day rate or a project
So you have to
rate.
understand the scope of the project. You evaluate. You said it's gonna take me 6 hours of filming and then 10 hours of editing or post production, and then
Yeah.
this is your rate.
Yeah.
But you guys got into that position now. But at the beginning, like, because I remember too, I was like, I don't know what what to charge to do branded trucks, in New
Right.
York versus Chicago versus LA. Like,
Right.
everything is different, and there's really nothing that will tell you, because you have to
No,
value your
right.
time, flying to a different place.
Yeah.
You don't want to oversell yourself, but you don't want to undersell yourself, and that's the biggest thing. That it was a trial and error thing. It still is to this day, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
it's-
building your resume, but now you guys have a very, very hefty, portfolio. You guys got your website. How many countries have you guys visited doing the luxury travel?
It's got to be
How many?
20, 30, maybe definitely more than 20.
Guys, I'm gonna give you like a world map, and please start like coloring
Yeah.
in or something like this. That's one of those things where I want to know like exactly like how many like countries, like, because that kind of stuff is really cool.
So
Yeah.
this year alone we did Greece. We did a lot. We do mostly like Greece is a big heavy hitter for us. I mean we do tons. When we go to Greece, we start in Athens, and there's like 200 islands or however many islands there are.
There's more. There's like 600.
600 islands.
Wow.
So
Yes.
In Greece?
in
In
Greece,
Greece.
there's so many islands.
There's some
So-
that are like really, really small.
There's
that
some
you
that have
can't
Because you
get
only
to
hear about the
easily.
top 2, 3 that everybody
Yeah,
Mykonos,
talks about.
Santorini,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And that's where we are a
you're
lot.
right.
We're in these big. It's funny. We work in a lot of countries in Greece. Islands that are already tourist heavy, but they just still want it. Like Santorini. Oh my God, they like just.
It's like a new hotel every week.
They're like ramming
So
tourism.
there's
like,
a lot of tourism, a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's probably the capital for hotels at least.
That's incredible. I was just in Colorado, and we did like a quick pit stop on this like huge like mountains, and I love like the hiking, and there's this whole huge like boulder, and it was like I'm taking this picture, and these two older women are there, and they're taking themselves a picture, and I can tell like these women are like, this is not their first rodeo, like kind of
Right.
taking pictures. They're older, you know, white hair, and I was like, I wonder why they're out here, like, you know, it's kind of dangerous, these cliffs and everything. But she said something to me like at the end, and I had to get them back. I said, I need to take a picture with you ladies. She said, you know, there's one thing I want to advise to you I was with my girl, and they said, cover the earth before it covers you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's what I was telling you right now about, like, start coloring those countries, man, and it just hit me like they, I don't know what kind of shit they've been through or what kind of stuff they've done, but it's such a great line, you know,
That
cover
is a
the
great
earth
line.
before it covers you.
Definitely.
I love that one.
And that's really like, you guys are already on your way on that, you know, you guys are already so much ahead of the pack, and I don't want to like distract from the fun of just like doing the work and getting the money and all that stuff. Like enjoy the suck, because I've seen some stories from you guys from where like they're missing your luggage or something happens, and it just, I mean, when you travel, you expect crappy stuff to happen, right?
Yes. Travel is not for the faint of heart. Definitely. We've experienced our fair share of troubles on the road, so we've dealt with it all.
It's funny
anything
because
with visas, anything with like you guys not getting through, you know,
Nothing.
Mexico.
Nothing
of
where
course,
we've been denied entry places, but we have had issues with actually getting into the country, or, you know, just even getting there in the first place.
Long story short, we were working for, you don't mind I tell the story, right? It's for the Aruba Mexico
No,
trip.
no.
So yeah, so we
Now you gotta tell it, bro.
I know, I gotta
you already discovered the
It
next
was-
thing.
I know. It was like, so we were going to Aruba to work for a hotel there. I think this was last year, and our flight got canceled out of Miami because there was a thunderstorm. And what happened was we had to rearrange it. So instead of from Miami to Aruba, it was like we had to buy a new flight because we had a deadline for this hotel. We had to beat the thunderstorm. So we left and we went to Mexico for 24 hours, then Panama City, then to Aruba. It was like a lot of jumps. And anyways, this hotel was a wellness hotel. And we were spending like 2 weeks there. I think a while, right? We were doing a big campaign for them.
We were there for a little bit.
But it was known as like, they really wanted us to experience this. So it was like really heavy in the
meditation,
yoga,
spa,
like
very healthy eating, clean eating, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Wheatgrass shots in the morning.
Right,
Exactly.
yeah.
You know, carrot juice, chakra cleansing.
Yes.
I've never experienced that before. So I've worked for hotels like that, but I've never like stayed that long. And I was like, cool, like, you know, the time schedule they were giving us wasn't as extensive, so we had the time to dive in and experience it. Long story short, I bought like $1,000 worth of CBD gummies, which I've never tried before. But in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna relax. Like,
Bro,
I'm gonna relax.
bro, you're gonna be a mummy for fucking 30 days.
And I don't in records, I don't smoke. I don't, you know, like I don't relax. I don't have an off button.
Yeah.
I go. And Savannah's like, you're gonna relax this trip. Like
Go-
we're gonna
go
you know.
gummies.
Also, we figured,
Go
because I don't
gummies.
smoke, it was like, okay, because I don't want to be high. I was like, let's just take these CBD gummies. I think I tried one, actually. I
Yes.
tried one before I bought it, and I was like, oh, it actually feels good.
Yes.
And it calmed me down a little bit. I'm like, I'm going to buy $1,000 worth. I was like really
We're
committed.
just gonna meditate the whole time.
Did you try one?
No, I don't have a problem relaxing. I don't have a problem turning my
No,
brain off.
she can.
So-
I can't switch that off. Button.
Bro, you're like me,
Um,
and you're like my girl.
right.
It's a
like-
nice balance.
She was like, I relax. She wakes
Yeah.
up. She's singing, tiptoeing.
She gets like a full 8 hours. I sleep
Yeah.
like 3 hours a night, and I'm like
That's
waking
it.
up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. That's exactly it.
So we had all this CBD in our luggage, and we were supposed to go directly to Aruba, and we ended up having to have a stopover in Mexico because of this tornado, and we got detained by Mexican police.
I don't even know if it was
down in-
police. It was like the military. It wasn't.
It was the
Wait, was that at the
military something.
airport?
We
At
were
the
at the
airport,
airport,
yeah.
and we had We had
Scary
all of our
as
camera
shit.
equipment, but it wasn't even going into the airport. It was leaving the airport.
It's because of our camera bags. Our camera bags look really.
They look
like gun
suspicious.
cases. They almost because they're the hard cases. I don't say gun cases, but they are hard cases. They look
and
like.
bro, you're all fully tatted. Can the camera get it?
I got head tattoos.
Bro, you got a shaved head, tattooed head.
Yeah,
dude.
like I'm.
You got these cases.
Yeah,
They've
so-
seen Desperado. They've seen the
So
movie.
they took one look at us and they're like, "Come here, like
Red.
we need to check you guys
even,
out."
I don't even know if we got off the plane yet. It was just like they
They're,
like knew.
zoomed in on us. So they pulled us aside. We had all our
check
luggage.
everything.
They started checking everything, and they found the CBD gummies.
Like $1,000 worth is like a lot. It's like multiple boxes. But not only that, they found
okay.
cash. They found cash on
Bro,
me because
this
I
is,
was
like,
gonna
so sus.
Oh my god! But all they don't know what CBD is there. Like at least the director of
It had this huge
whoever brought us.
pot leaf
They know.
on it.
They know
So-
boxes with
Yeah.
wad of cash
Well,
next to it.
Well,
bro.
especially the marijuana leaf. That was the first because they didn't see the cash. It was in my wallet. I mean, it wasn't like a ton, but it was like $1,500 worth of cash. But they saw the big pot leaf. I'm like, no, CBD.
I'm like,
He's
no,
like,
no
he's looking at me.
THC
He's
and-
like, I don't know what that means. He calls somebody else. They're talking, together.
This
And
guy comes over and he basically tells us like, "Look, like if you want to keep this, we're gonna throw you in jail." And we're just like, "Well, crap. We have a flight tomorrow morning. We can't be thrown in jail."
luckily they didn't hold us longer. Well, at least we didn't go to jail. But I basically like. In a way, I
We were
begged
just
them.
like,
I'm like, look,
take it. We don't care about
right,
it. Like,
throw it away, dude. I don't care. I gotta get to this hotel. I'm like, look, like I'm trying to show them the no CBD. I'm like using the translator app on my phone
This is
to tell them like there's
bro.
no THC.
You're about to get arrested. How do you say
Oh my
CBD
God.
in Spanish? CBD.
Right.
And they're like, I don't know what the fuck that is still.
Oh my God! Yeah, all they saw was the plan. So it's so funny. So to rekindle the story back up, so we get the hotel across the street. We sleep. And
sleep like 2 hours.
we come back into the hotel, and it's like this dinky. And this is Cancun, right?
The airport.
Airport.
We go back into
Cancun's
the airport and
Okay.
we
It's a
go
dinky
through
metal
security.
detector.
No, they don't care about security. Like they
No, the
barely
metal-
check our bags.
Oh my God.
They don't even check our pockets.
Nothing.
We sit next to this guy on the airplane, and he's like, "Oh, they pulled you aside for that?" He takes a switchblade out on the airplane,
out
and
of
he's
a
like, "They let me through
movie.
security with
A
this."
switchblade?
Yes.
At the airport sitting next to you?
Yes.
And he's from Cancun. He lives
And he's
there.
probably like, give me that CBD gummies.
He takes it out. He's like, oh yeah, they don't care what leaves Mexico, only what comes in. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's a story. Okay, so that's
Yeah.
definitely amazing. Wow, bro. I really want to talk about like personality wise, like how did you guys tell me what these mean to you, like some of the stuff that you have on your body.
The
some of
tattoos?
art. Yeah.
So it started. I mean, when I've had 2 full sleeves since I was 16. Right when I was able to get tattoos, I've had 2 full sleeves. I think the first like 3 months, I just kind of went all in, and I was super really interested in Greek mythology, and so I a lot of my sleeves. I mean, I have pirates on this sleeve. But this is 14, 15 years ago, right? So it's been a long time. But
How many hours do you think you have in all your body?
man,
Do you have a lot? Do you have a lot more that can't be seen?
Yeah, so like most of my body's done. I don't have
Wow.
this knee done, but I basically have 2 leg sleeves. I have 2. I don't have my stomach or my stomach or my back done yet.
Do you have your chest piece? Your head?
I do have a little bit of my chest, but I'm waiting to do a really big piece on both ends. So I do have my head done, which it's not anywhere near finished. But I have an artist that's doing my neck and my chest, and he's building it up the sides of my neck, and he's connecting it to my head. And I still probably have about 10 more sessions to go on my head. Like this isn't finished.
Bro, that's so hardcore.
This
like
is
you
the
really
only
have, like
finished
you-
one.
How does that hurt?
So
Or
it's
you-
funny because
or
I
you
get
take
asked
some of
all
those
the time.
gummies.
I know. Ever since those CBD trips,
They're still carrying on $1,000 of gummies.
The head was pain. The head. All right, I all had tattoos hurt. The head was one of the least pain. Like I want to say it wasn't painless, but it was definitely it didn't hurt as much as the rest of my body. And it's funny because I don't know if this helped, but I went into the tattoo thinking it was going to be the most painful
Brutal.
experience of my life, and I think that helped because after I got it done. I also been buzzing my head for a long time, and not a long time, but coming on like 6 years now before I got it
that's a
done.
while.
And I'm used to touch, so it's my, I'm not sensitive, right? Now, if you were to
But
do it, or Savannah were to do it, you're not like touching your scalp all the time like I am, or I'm cutting myself every day, like buzzing my head,
I see.
right? So like I'm used to that pain tolerance.
You used to like needles going through right here.
Right, exactly.
Do you have any tattoos?
Oh, I have.
Most of her body's actually covered. You just
I have a lot of hidden.
Not
like,
on your
stuff,
neck.
Like, not on my
No.
neck. No,
No, it's a piece of art that I can't,
no,
can't get
can't
tatted.
touch the merchandise. No, but I have a side one, and then I have some on my hip, and then my arms. I have like almost full sleeves done. I have like a few spots I need to fill in.
Do you have color or just
black and white?
Both of you guys are like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really came down to I didn't want to clash of clothing and
You're dripping, man. You're always like in good fucking,
Thanks,
you good
man.
style, man. You always got like the nice shoes, the whole thing. We'll do like some pictures.
Well, it's funny, you bring up the tattoos. Like that's kind of how it's. So when we started doing the hotel stuff, and when we first met, we were wearing the hotels. They really wanted marketing was super plain Jane at the time,
Especially in the U.S.
Especially, yeah, right. Mostly in the U.S. I mean, I don't want to say mostly in the U.S., but U.S. is coming around because there are art hotels, they're called. But
we tried to fit into a mold. We
Yeah,
tried to
right.
do what everybody else was doing.
Sweaters,
we tried to look
blue
how everybody
jeans,
else was
yeah.
looking. We tried to fit what we thought they would want from us.
especially my tattoos. I mean, I'm
But
like,
what does it matter what you guys are wearing with what the photography or the videography of the hotel is?
Because
'Cause
we
we're
were
modeling
modeling
in
in
them.
them.
still
I
to
see. You guys are yourselves in the.
still to
Yeah.
this day, yeah.
Got
so,
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you put
Yeah.
yourselves in the hotel, and now you're giving this edge. This is what separates you guys from the traditional.
Yes,
You're disruptors.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to say because we're definitely not influencers. A lot of the influencers are putting themselves in it, obviously, to market themselves. But we're putting ourselves in the commercial if we can. We're trying to. We found a way of modern marketing. Eventually, it came down to it after we were wearing sweaters and covering our tattoos up. I'm like, I don't feel passionate about this anymore. I don't
not
want to.
you.
It's not
No.
me. And why is marketing still like? Not like why is marketing still like this? Like why is marketing still like so plain Jane? Like it's
So
not-
vanilla.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
and we're like, why can't we have and granted, like I have a lot of tattoos, but why can't I have a neck tattoo or hand tattoos? Like, if you're trying to sell to realistic, because when I want to buy something, I have to, the only way I'm sold to it is I can picture myself there, or like it's just more realistic, in a sense, like the type of marketing, and it's right, like it just.
So we wanted to, broaden the horizon of marketing. We wanted to showcase that there are, people with tattoos that stay here. Like, it's such a small thing, but it really does make a difference in marketing. Like, if you can relate to somebody in an image or a video, then you can see yourself there, or you can picture yourself how you would be when you're there.
And we know CEOs of some of the largest multi-million-dollar companies that have tattoos.
That's the best.
Nowadays. Like
Is that how Sin City Creative was sort of born? Like just a culmination of all your past experience and what you guys are bringing to the table?
I felt like Sin City Creative is now becoming more of a media agency than just a photography and video brand. So we are currently in the works of having other creatives underneath us, but that work with us that we can send out, because it was almost becoming too much for ourselves. So instead of, it was always Chris Fulcher photography and then Savannah would help. That's kind of how the dynamic worked. But now Sin City Creative, it's a collective, so it's like we're rebranding hotels. We're not just doing photo and video. I mean, we're helping with media in general and marketing, but now we have guys underneath us that, like, if I have another photographer that's over in Greece and I have another job, I can't get over there, I can send my guy out to do the job, right?
Well,
So-
international. So you guys are not only right now just doing the U.S. You continuously like do stuff outside of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best, guys. Like that's really that's super impressive.
But Sin City always had like kind of a grunge. I don't want to say grunge. That's not the right word. What would you say?
Edge.
An edge. Yeah, it was more of an edge to it. I mean, because Sin City is everything. It's not just the travel stuff is part of Sin City, but Sin City, you know, we're doing music videos. We just rebranded a strip club last year where we traveled the whole country.
That's like,
you know, like yeah. So we were on the road last year helping rebrand a strip club.
Can you say which one?
I don't know. Can we?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, is it in Vegas?
There is one
in Vegas.
It's one of the largest in Vegas. Yes.
And they have multiple locations.
Yes.
Around the world, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what does that job entail? Do you photography of the venue or of the girls, or?
We were doing both. So we were doing photographing models at the clubs, and you know, the women at the clubs, and kind of showcasing what the interior of the club looks like, and then we were kind of doing like a mock-up of what the night at the strip club would be.
Bro, that sounds like even better job.
Yeah.
So walk me through what that looks like. Like you literally got like girls that work at the strip club and have them like pose, do dancing, or
so
like...
we were in LA, and we walked into the strip club that we were working for.
Okay.
They had like 20 women come in.
Half of them are strippers. Half of them are dancers. Half of them are
professional models.
Yeah. Most of them.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Wait, so the strip club hired models for the photo shoot, but they didn't really use their own?
They used
strippers?
some of their own, but they also used other women as well.
I just want to call them dancers. I don't want. Yeah.
Yes,
right. Dancers.
Because they wanted a very wide variety of
Okay.
women, essentially, to
Right.
advertise. And so we walk into the strip club, and you know, we have professional makeup artists on set. We had I don't know, what would you call it, the lighting, backdrop, and everything.
Yeah, so I mean,
like studio lighting.
we had a gaffer come in, which is a professional professional lighting tech come in, light it. You know, sometimes I was the gaffer because I have experience doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly of the time I was shooting most of the stuff, but we had also like 4 other photographers, 4 other videographers. I mean, it was a big team.
So
big
it's a
project.
full set.
It was
everything.
a full set, yeah.
So they would close it. I mean, these are 5 a.m. mornings or 6 a.m. mornings. So like right when the sun come up, they would close the club down from 6 to noon or.
And you guys
long.
would come in and.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great like gig. Like how did that connection come about?
Long story short, I worked for this company called Arsenic in LA, and they are essentially, they're different now. They're doing a lot more stuff that I don't even know about now, but I'm still homies with the owner. But Arsenic, it's huge. Arsenic's a huge company, and they were basically like a Playboy. They would promote. At one time, they had the most followers on Snapchat when it first came out. They would just promote beautiful women, and it was a full brand though. I mean, it was a lifestyle, it was a culture, right? I mean, they had like clothing, I think, and they had these photo shoot Fridays at this $50 million mansion that was like 10 bedrooms, and a bunch of photographers and girls would come. And when I moved to LA when I was 21, I got involved with them and would just go every Friday, and I would meet the girls that would have millions of followers, and they would just have photographers come in and photograph them and do video and for fun, and you'd meet people and you meet celebrities, and it was cool. It was actually a really cool thing that they did for that community, and I met a lot of people through there, so a lot of my connections to this day are actually from those from the 4 or 5 years that I was doing that.
That's great networking. I mean,
you
build
awesome.
Relationships, you kept in touch, and then years down the road, like this connection came about, and then you get to travel to the to the other places.
And so anyways, we joined this marketing company that hired us, and they brought us on, and we've been working with them for about, I think that was probably 3 or 4 years ago, right?
When we first moved to Vegas.
Yeah, so coming on 3 years, and
so you're still working with the strip club?
No,
not that one. We
club,
actually are working with a new one now that we just had a meeting with, that I can't speak on yet because it's not fully set in stone, but we're potentially going to be working with one of the biggest strip clubs in the world after that first one.
So from hotels maybe to strip clubs, and your face.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be modeling in those ones.
I didn't ask. I'm just, I gave you the look. At least you answered.
No, it's cool. I honestly, man, the hotel stuff. I'm passionate about the travel. I'm passionate about the luxury travel. I love it. I love a lot of stuff, man, and I wanted to, not in a sense do it all, but I've just been doing so many different lanes throughout my whole career.
Yeah.
That our main focus right now that we're back is pushing Vegas. We've been
Love
traveling
it.
so much,
Love it.
and
Anything I can help, man. Like, this is awesome.
thank you, man. And
Yeah.
it's really like the city is growing so much.
It's the best.
It
Vegas
is.
is amazing, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such an amazing city.
Oh, it is.
Restaurants, people, like shows.
Oh, there's always something
venues.
to do.
It's fun,
Amazing,
dude. It's
bro.
fun.
The
It's
Sphere. Have you guys been to the Sphere yet?
No, we're going
Actually, we
to
just got
the-
tickets for
the
and
New
Mud.
Year's show.
Oh, did
We're
you?
going to the
yeah,
New
yeah.
All
Front
six,
row,
all
dude.
6 shows sold out
Yeah.
in
In,
24
like,
hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I was like, I gotta, and then boom, sold out already. I was like, oh my god, it took
Uh-huh.
24 hours, and they went from 2 shows to 6 shows, and everything
You
sold
know who
out.
they got
Yeah.
rumored opening, right? They got rumored Rufus.
What?
Yeah, opening. Like
Wait, did you guys get 4 tickets by any chance? No, just 2?
I did. No, I did. But for my parents. Yeah, my parents.
No, your parents don't want to go. They don't want to go. They don't want to see that, bro. Get out of here.
I just couldn't. I didn't want to go see Grateful Dead. I'm not a deadhead.
No, me neither.
So
On
I'm like,
YouTube,
eh.
when they
Yeah.
announced it was an EDM show, I was like,
Especially
oh
you
my
two.
god.
Yeah.
YouTube was on my fucking iPhone every time I got in the
Bro,
car.
yeah.
I'm good off YouTube.
come on. I am so stoked that you guys are doing it.
Oh,
Tell your
man.
parents right now.
I
I'm
know.
so sorry.
Sorry, mom. Trip canceled.
Oh my god. That's so great.
Really, and I feel like for a first show, because we haven't seen it, that's gonna blow.
It is gonna be
fucking
amazing.
mind.
So
Yeah.
I've been to the movie. So the movie part of the
The
Sphere.
whale and the. Is that what
yeah,
you're
it's like
talking
a
about?
planet,
The Earth,
kind of
yeah.
like an Earth. Yeah,
How
exactly.
was
it's an
that?
Earth. It's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It's just being in there. It's incredible. The graphics look amazing. The sound. If you have like vertigo or afraid of heights, like because it is pretty like steep as you're sitting down there.
Yeah.
I'm in
But-
I'm in the section 100, which I don't know where it is.
So
But
100, 200, and like 300. I because it's so large, bro. I don't know if
Am I gonna throw up on somebody like mid?
it's just gonna be above you. So I can't really like look up that much. But there's, I mean,
It's gonna take
get
those
one of those
CBD
gummies. You're gonna have a good time. Bro, that's gonna be an awesome show.
I'm excited.
That's good. So yeah, Vegas. So now you guys are pushing Vegas. You guys,
Yeah.
how are your relationships with like hotels here? Have you guys worked with any hotels in Vegas?
No, this is so like this is big fish.
This is one of the hardest industries to get into.
Yes.
Honestly.
for what we
Our
do.
city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there
This is
other
it-
people that do it?
They're
They're like staff, so it's like they're staff, so it's like
they have staff or they hire, the
Like
really,
in-house staff.
Yes,
in-house staff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you could pick one hotel to work with in Las Vegas out of any hotel, which one would it be?
Oh, in Vegas.
Ooh.
You go first, Savannah. Which one?
I would honestly say Resorts World.
Yeah.
You?
I would say the I even though I haven't been in there, but I would say the either Hilton Grand Vacations or Four Seasons.
Wow.
Because the Four Seasons I've heard is like I've had friends stay there that are like it's the best hotel on the strip.
Really?
Yeah, but I hear that about a lot. I mean, like a lot of people really
Love the Venetian,
they love them.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, right. There's so many great ones here.
Yeah.
As far as staying,
Have you stayed in all these hotels or no?
I've stayed in most of them. Have you? You haven't?
I've only stayed in the Rio and
Oh yes.
um,
You're right. Oh my God, the Rio.
Rio and
Tell them about the Rio, huh?
Harrah's?
That's all?
Harrah's or Harrah's?
Harrah's.
Harrah's?
I
Harrah's
love
Hotel?
Harrah's. I
Yeah?
love Harrah's.
One second,
the
bro.
link in the Harrah's is my favorite. one of
I
my
stayed at the
favorite
Link. I've stayed at a few. One second, let me plug this in.
hotels.
Oh, the Link. That's what it was. It wasn't Harrah's. It was the Link.
Oh, we stayed at the Link. I love the Link. I love the Link. I love Harrah's. Especially with the Ferris wheel right there, right?
Bro, I can't even see with these like lights right in my face. So my marketing manager is the one who sets this up, but I went to wash the car, so I had to unplug it. So when you
Oh,
called
no.
me, I was calling him. I was like, bro, how do you set this up? Like, the cables are floating, everything is like outside, but
Yeah, come on, Chris.
Don't
you're
go
the,
into
you're
the
camera guy.
don't go into the
there
light.
should be like, oh, there we go.
Where, do you
there's
see
like a
it?
little,
Is it back here?
there's like a little.
Oh, it's
stuff.
on this.
I think so, yeah. And then it charges the camera. There we go.
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it back here?
It's
Is it
on
right
the
here?
actual. It's on the actual. Somewhere around there. If you lift that. There you go, bro.
Got it.
See, random shit's happening right now.
There we go. Perfect. Did it work?
I think so.
Oh, Vegas.
Vegas, yeah. So for me, like staying in the different hotels is like incredible. We get to be in like amazing places, and it's just it's a blessing that we live here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
honestly, like
yeah.
the kind of cool stuff that happens in here.
Do you stay down here a lot?
I do because I go to a lot of conferences, and
that's how we met, right?
We met at a Celsius event.
Yes.
You
Yes.
were doing a photo shoot.
Yes, we
Yeah.
were
For
working at the
Celsius.
Resorts World, yeah.
That's right. It was the opening like at Resorts World or something.
Yep.
The Gronks.
Um,
All the Gronks
The
were there.
Bronx.
That's right. The Gronks were there. So to finish up, where do you guys see yourselves? In the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years, we want to.
Yeah. Where do you want to be?
Well, we still want to be here.
Yeah.
We still want to be here.
Well, you're barely here. So.
I know.
I know. Well, we're trying to. So the next 5 years, we definitely want to slow. I don't want to say we want to slow the travel down, but we want to stay more consistent to Vegas. So we want to, instead of leaving for 10 months in one go, we want to do like a month. So like for example, in October we go to Belize, and then we're gonna do like Costa Rica and possibly Mexico.
That's amazing.
But we're gonna do it for a short amount of time. Obviously, it's a little bit hard to say that because once we're in an area, especially like a continent, it's cheaper to fly around and go within that area instead of coming all the way back to Vegas. But yeah, the goal is to stay in Vegas longer and really, stability, right? Like just having stability and
We want to try to build our own studio. We want to be able to have like a solid base here that we can shoot at and do everything. So
I saw that. I've seen your apartment. It was amazing. You were just saying like, I kind of want to get a house. So, and I was like, you don't need 3 bedrooms. There's like 2 of you guys. But now I realize like you guys want to have your own built-in kind of studio.
Eventually we want to build it. I mean, it's the studio stuff. I mean, we're still working on our own projects. I want something that I can actually live, and having a house, even just like friends coming over, like, guests to come over.
And you don't like apartment buildings? Have you seen my office? Have you guys been?
No.
At the Legion?
No.
So it's in, I'll say it whatever off camera later.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and it's actually a luxury building, like a luxury apartment like yours, but I treat it as my office because the place has like amazing conference room, 3 gyms, pools, like spa, tanning salon, like massage, like the whole thing. And the areas are incredible for like photo shoots, for this is where I film like a lot of my videos, and it makes it look like I'm so rich and everything, but that's because they spend so much money decorating the place.
Yeah.
But my unit is like empty, like I don't live there.
Right.
Like I just pay to have everything in here.
The access to
So
everything
We
else,
thought about doing
That's
that
the kind
too.
of thing where like you get a 2-bedroom, you guys live in one, the other one is your studio, and then you get all these additional props for free.
Yeah.
I like the apartment because I like living in an apartment because we aren't home a lot. But if we're gonna be home, I would prefer a house. But obviously the upkeep of having a house is just kind of what's holding us back to getting one. So we, now I'm not gonna say where, but we live on the Strip, and that's another thing too, is that there's not a lot of houses by the Strip, and a lot of our clients that fly in, they stay on the Strip, so I want it to be as convenient as possible.
Got it. So you do want it to be close to the Strip.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
ideally.
I love Summerlin. You guys go to Summerlin a lot?
well,
all the
that's
time.
where we might
Yeah.
be looking to stay, because like
the
you
best.
go
It
30
is.
minutes outside
It's
the
so
Strip,
nice, it's
and
quiet.
it's
Bro.
5 times cheaper.
And it's
you know?
exactly what you're talking about. Like, it gives you like a home feel.
Yeah.
But my house is 30 minutes away, and I can still see the Sphere from
Right.
my house.
And 30
in, like,
minutes
Summerlin.
isn't bad compared to
No,
the rest of the country.
living in
right?
LA, come on, like
Oh,
that.
yeah, I'm used to it.
Traffic was amazing.
we got spoiled, man. I mean, we live in the Strip, so like we don't ever have to think. Like we work at Omnia nightclub a lot, and we'll just walk.
We still
there.
gotta go. I gotta go
you gotta
Omnia
come.
with you
I
guys.
know, you have to come. You have to come. Tuesday we have big headliner.
Is the industry
It's
night,
a-
right?
Yeah, we have a
Yes.
huge headliner. Our artist that's a good friend of mine that we work with. He is headlining on Tuesday, so you should come.
That's
on
it.
Tuesday. Yeah.
All right, guys. Since we're off the Strip, and this is rare because we usually go back on the Strip and win on the Strip, but I want to thank you guys. Anything last things that you guys want to say? Anything about the agency? Any shout outs that you guys want to do?
Well, something that I actually just saw recently, and I feel like it's very applicable to our situation, is putting value on yourself and putting value on what you do and what you offer. Because
Love
the
it.
more that you value yourself and the more that you believe in what you're offering, the more that is going to help you progress.
Right.
And, you know, ultimately what you put out into existence is going to come back to you. So.
Mark Tooth. All right, bro. Try to beat that one.
I can't. The only thing I told you, she's the brains, man. I'm just here to look good, guys.
You're just here to
all right? I'm
look
just,
and the extension of the camera. All right.
I will say though that you gave me a valuable lesson. So you wore, and I can tell that you still have it, is the rope. And ever since I
gold
met
string.
you,
Where
the
is it?
string. And ever since I met you, probably 2 years ago now, I actually put one on.
Wait, do you
I
have
don't
one?
have it anymore because it was a small term goal that I actually
You
beat.
accomplished?
I accomplished, and it
That's
really now I actually, it's funny. My friend makes watches, and
You're wearing a watch,
I
bro.
wear a
on your
watch
neck.
necklace, and this actually it's
sick.
almost like a reflection to me that time is a virtue, right? It's something that
Can you show it on the camera?
yeah. Let's see if you can see it. Time doesn't wait for anyone, man. I mean, it's time is such is so important, right? Is people, it's worth more.
goes
It's
by
worth more
fast,
than
bro.
anything, man. It's worth more than any dollar you can possibly make. And putting this on reminds me of that.
That's it, bro.
So yeah.
I'm so happy we met. We're
Thank
gonna
you, man.
continue doing this. Savannah, you crushed it. Thanks for being loud back there.
No,
You
no
know,
problem. I hope I was loud enough.
everything was good. All right, I'm turning these off. CEO InMotion. We're out.
Peace.